Some of the sport's top 3-year-olds lined up behind the gate recently at Dover Downs for the Hap Hansen Progress Pace. Now, before we see this big signature event, let's get a little more info. To get you up to date, it's important to know that going into the $260,000 final, that there was an elimination that took place the week before, with 10 horses going to post, and the top 8 making the final.
They're at the top of the stretch, turning for home. Dorset Hanover. Jimmy Freight races up on the outside. They come off the turn. Here comes Jimmy Freight on the outside. After Dorset Hanover, Jimmy Freight from the outside. Jimmy Freight in front. Dorset Hanover, and this is the plan. 149-2.
The winner of that elim was top 3-year-old pacer Jimmy Freight with driver Scott Zeron. They crossed the wire in 149-2. He's trained by Andrew Harris and owned by Adriano Sorella. Adriano, I know that owners like their horses, but you really rave about Jimmy Freight.
He's kind of special. You know, it's the story of where he came from and what I had to do to get him. It's a little bit special. I didn't think he was going to turn out to be this type of a horse when I first got him. I was looking more for Ontario Sire Stakes. I thought he would be a decent Ontario Sire Stakes horse, but he turned out to be a lot special. He's really special to us.
Well, what is the story? We got to hear this now.
Well, we were actually supposed to buy a different horse. We had a deal done on another horse. Long and short of it is the deal fell through, and then I got a call from Mark Reynolds, an agent that we use, and he told me about this horse, and I looked him up while he was telling me about him, and I started laughing. But you know what? I said, you know what? Let's roll the dice, and I said, how much would it take to get him? And we paid the price that they wanted, and we brought him up to Ontario, and he's been fantastic since.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Ontario. So you're from Canada. However, not only are you the owner of Jimmy Freight, but you're also kind of a groupie. You have gone to a lot of different tracks following him. Do you have a favorite race?
You know, I got to say and we didn't win, the Messenger at Yonkers. That was, it's hard to say because I like the Ontario Sire Stakes program and I always wanted to win a super final. But the race at Yonkers, the week before, he set the track record in the Messenger, and then he got the 8-hole, and I was kicking myself the whole week because, I had to supplement to that. And I said, well, we'll take our shot from out of there. And Louis drove him great, and, he just got, beat by a head, and he was out there the whole entire time. It was actually pretty flattering. Right after that race, I got a lot of drivers were messaging me and saying how hard or how tough this horse actually really raced. It's almost impossible, especially in a stakes race at Yonkers, to do what he did. And I watched the replay over and over again, and yeah, he raced like fantastic. So I there's no reason to complain about that.
Yeah, he's really become a fan favorite and a favorite among a lot of horse people as well. Not only because you put him out there on social media, we love to see all these selfies and everything, but he's just a really, really nice horse. And last week he won the Progress Pace elimination. So how are you feeling about tonight?
We drew outside, but he's got gate speed, and I trust Scotty, and Andrew's done a great job with him, and he's been good all year. So, you got to feel a little bit confident coming into the race. There's some really, really nice horses in the race, but, we're in it, and we're here to win, so hopefully we get the job done tonight.
What's his future hold? Is this his last race of the year?
It's funny because a lot of people have been asking me this question, and actually I don't know myself. There's a bunch of farms that approached me, to stand him, and that's been my goal since day one. Like with any horses, I go out there to these sales and I spend a lot of money to buy, the best horses I can possibly buy, and it's to try to find a stallion. And we were close in 2013 with Vegas Vacation, but he was a gelding, so those opportunities came and left. And with Jimmy, he's a colt, and he's done. I got to tout him a little bit. He's been 31 out of 32 times in the money, and he's done it on every single track and has track records on 5/8 and half miles. So that's my tout for the horse. I think that he'll do well, and hopefully we can get something done.
Just to wrap things up, I know there's a lot of horse people that watch this show, but there's also some people that are non-horsey, and they don't really understand the personalities that horses have. When I see Jimmy, he always looks so cheerful, and he's just a cool dude. Talk about his personality and how cool he is.
You know what? He's a pretty cool horse. One of the things that I got to say, which is a lot of people, they don't see it, right? Because when you go to the barn, you can see it, but he's so good with kids. It's unbelievable. If you go So even after the races, if you go and there's like a child or something like that, he'll literally put his head down because he wants kisses or he wants to be, pet or rubbed. It's amazing how these animals, some of them, like, they relate to people this way. And I just think he's such a special horse that for me, I get excited, and hopefully, then we'll continue down the road with him, or it's one way or the other,
Thank you so much for being on the show, and best of luck tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Jimmy Freight entered into Dover's rich signature event with 11 wins, 4 seconds, and 4 thirds out of 20 starts. The sports writer Colt scored a speedy career best this year of 148-3, and he got tons of support from the betting public in this big final. Sharing in the popularity from the fans at the teller windows was number 3, This Is the Plan. The son of Some Beach Somewhere was third in the elimination, and the start before that, he dead heated for the winner's share in the matron stake right here at Dover. This Is the Plan has been super sharp in his most recent efforts. And another horse getting tons of respect, and with good reason, was the Breeders' Crown champion Dorsadoro Hanover, who had the tough post position 8. After a huge first-up effort in the elimination, he was just a nose back for second. This son of Some Beach Somewhere is the richest in the group with over 1.3 million lifetime. We've highlighted a few of the top contenders. Now it's time to go behind the gate for the 2018 edition of the Hap Hansen Progress Pace, the Dover Downs signature event, featuring some of the top 3-year-olds in the entire country.
There goes This Is the Plan out for the lead. Farther out, Jimmy Freight toward the inside. That Stintzel Do Something. This Is the Plan has the early lead right up alongside Jimmy Freight. Stintzel Do Something with the rail. Up into fourth now comes Dorsadoro Hanover, backing up a bit. Think Big, Dream Big, and getting away fifth. Racing sixth, Heavenly Sound. Then it's Done Well, followed by I'm a Big Deal. They race around the first turn, the opening quarter, 26 seconds flat. And up to get the lead now, Jimmy Freight. Jimmy Freight takes the lead. This Is the Plan is back to second, racing third. Stintzel Do Something. Then comes Dorsadoro Hanover, who comes to the outside, flushed out by Think Big, Dream Big. Toward the inside, Heavenly Sound. Out is Done Well. At the end, I'm a Big Deal. Field races into the clubhouse turn, and it's Jimmy Freight. Dorsadoro Hanover races on the outside. This Is the Plan toward the rail. Second over trip four. Think Big, Dream Big down inside. Stintzel Do Something. Done Well is third over the trailers. Heavenly Sound out from last. I'm a Big Deal. 55. They head up the backstretch on their way toward three quarters. The leader, Jimmy Freight, a half length. Dorsadoro Hanover on the outside. This Is the Plan with the rail. Right alongside. Think Big, Dream Big. Down inside, Stintzel Do Something. Done Well alongside in sixth. After that, I'm a Big Deal racing outside of Heavenly Sound. Field makes the way by three quarters in 1:22 and 3/5, and they're midway on that final turn. Jimmy Freight holding off Dorsadoro Hanover. A 3-wide move from Think Big, Dream Big. Following 3 wide, Done Well, waiting inside. This Is the Plan. They're at the top of the stretch, turning for home. Jimmy Freight. Jimmy Freight's got the lead coming off the turn down the inside. This Is the Plan. Farther out, Think Big, Dream Big coming through the stretch. Here comes This Is the Plan. This Is the Plan is after Jimmy Freight. Jimmy Freight. This Is the Plan. 150 and 2.
This Is the Plan got up in the final stride to cross the wire first in the 2018 edition of the Hap Hansen Progress Pace. The 3-year-old pacer finished the mile in 150 and 2 over the 5/8 mile oval for trainer Ron Burke. And we checked in with the winning driver, Tim Tetrick, about the race. Tim, when you're going for $260,000, it's always nice to get a perfect trip. Tell me about how the race unfolded for you.
My horse has got really very fast gate speed, so I got to use that off the wings, got in position, and then, I thought the horse to beat was Gotti's horse. He's been a great horse all year, and I got a lot of respect for him. And, I made him work to the quarter, and then I got to follow him, and he had enough go to get me the top lane, and then my horse had enough go to get by him in the lane. So I got a really good trip.
Yeah, and definitely not taking anything away from This Is the Plan. He was the 8-5 co-favorite. Definitely deserved a lot of respect. What's he like to drive?
He's quick and handy. Last week we had the 9-hole, which he didn't get to use his speed, but he showed versatility and raced off the back and just made the final, finished a good third. And, tonight, he got the inside draw from the other two favorites, and that made all the difference in the world because I got to be right where I wanted to be, and I was in control until I let Scotty take control. But, I had my terms till the quarter, so that was good.
And now you've had a tremendous year. Congratulations on that. And we are going to see you here at Dover during the meet, right?
Yeah, I'm going to race here all winter. Stay here. I'm going to take a few mini vacations, but I'm going to put my effort in and race at Dover.
Very cool. Well deserved. And we just want to say happy you're here at Dover and the defending leading driving champ right here. Way to go. And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.